I'm gonna be doing some light martial arts training, steel cap shoe fighting, and see what else. But it's gonna be light. It's gonna be martial arts. That's my intention. I'll start with some steel cap shoe fighting training, and I have a live stream on my phone here, YouTube live stream. And then I have the wide angle, another live stream, alternate angle, wide angle. Live stream from Rumble Studio to my Rumble channel and YouTube. So what I'm training is steel cap shoe fighting. It's a combination. Steel cap shoe firing combination. 1, 2, 3. 1. Chief target zones for steel cap shoe kicks is the shin bones. So from the ankle to the knee to the front. So straight kicks from the ankle all the way up to the knee. And they will hurt anywhere they land, but like especially to disable your opponent. From the ankle to the knee. From this angle, straight. That's the first kick in the combo. Straight kick to the leg, knee. Second one, charged up, more powerful straight kick. Obviously, you can hit to the groin, solar plexus, rib cage. You can even make it hit to the head. Now, what I'm practicing now is the basic combo to the lowest level. So it's 1, 2, back to the tippy toes, how I do it. 3, low kick from the side. So this is a martial arts form I figured out that could be used to defend yourself in countries that don't let you have weapons. It's a loophole where hack the matrix, hack the system, you could say. Now, I abide by lots of laws regarding self-defense use of weapons at all times. But here in Sweden, it's illegal to leave your home with any type of weapon. No sticks, batons, pepper spray, knives, no nothing. You can't bring anything, leave your home with anything that's a weapon. Now, in my home, I can have all kinds of melee weapons. And basically, Swedish weapon laws are citizens are forced to remain in the Middle Ages in terms of what weapons you can have for home defense, self-defense. Which means like spears, clubs, knives, even swords and things like this. But like you can't leave your home with any of these. And you could have a bow, so it'd be like a certain part of the Middle Ages, because crossbows are illegal. So like start out with bows, and then in the Middle Ages, at some point in time, somebody invented a crossbow. You can't have crossbows. Or you can have, so basically it's Middle Age for home defense in Sweden, what you can have legally for home defense, self-defense in your home, melee weapons, like Middle Ages, okay? Sticks, spears, shields, swords, clubs, hammers, knives, and things like this. Now, I am a Christian, and I believe that God is for self-defense and self-protection. Human beings are made in the image of God. And especially Christians, you're not just made in the image of God if you're a Christian, but your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost. So I believe that God is for, and that's also part of masculinity, which is a deficiency now in this world, where the average man is effeminate. I've had it happen on TikTok where, because I always have knives on me at home, okay? And I make a video, I don't take off my knives because I'm gonna make a video. So if it's like a homemade meal prep or make a super shake or push-ups, a lot of times you can see a knife right in my pocket or my belt. And I have people come and ask, why do you always have knives on you in your videos? And it's like they act like I'm weird. No, you're weird. You're effeminate. You're not in touch with your masculinity. Core masculinity is being interested in being able to protect yourself, not being a harmless, weak little sissy. Okay? A real man, part of masculinity is being strong and capable and being interested in being able to protect yourself, defend yourself and your loved ones against harm. And a lot of guys are in touch with masculinity. I made videos in Swedish too for people in Sweden recommending home defense weapons, like the best weapon for home defense. Top 3, the best, or if not the best, one of the best home defense weapons is a spear, okay, for home defense, a spear. The main advantage of the spear is the range, which means if a cracker breaks into the house with a machete or screwdriver or whatever they got, you'll be outranging them, meaning you can engage them with thrust and touch them with the tip of your spear before they can touch you with whatever they have in their hand. It'll be rare that like a cracker that's going to break into the house has like a 6-foot spear on the back, because obviously that's going to raise eyebrows and make less likely to be able to successfully burglarize somebody. If the cops can call that all the way over there. So another thing. So I'm not saying illegal. It's like if I'm in a altercation in Sweden and somebody walks up and pushes me, that I like kick them in the head with steel cap shoes or something like this. I'm not saying that would be legal. But in certain situations, Swedish law would allow the improvised use of objects as a weapon. Like for example, I wouldn't be allowed to bring a fighting stone outside, like buy something that's like got holes for your fingers, like a bowling ball, and it's like marked as fighting stone or something like this. But in case somebody will get in a street fight and they're like fighting two people that jump them and they're on the ground, they like keep attacking when you're on the ground and you're in fear of your life. And it's like this walk and grab the walk and like hurl it at them, hit them with it as like a desperate self-defense. Improvised use of an object around you, like a stick that's on the ground. You pick the stick up and work to defend yourself with it. In a lot of cases, the improvised use of an object as a weapon in Sweden, there's a lot of cases where the court will free you. They say it was justified. Like for example, you can't have a stick in Sweden, like a fighting stick or a sword cane. But it's like if today also outside there's an umbrella, you got an umbrella and it's raining, okay, and you get attacked by someone with a weapon, and you have an umbrella and you use your umbrella as a weapon to defend yourself. In a lot of cases, the court will be like, "Oh, well, yeah, he didn't break the law. It's like he used something to protect himself." So anyway, that's the point. It's kind of like a loophole. So in Sweden, you're not allowed to bring weapons with you outside, but you might be attacked with a weapon when outside. And if attacked with a weapon when outside or numerical superiority, there's certain things in the law that might make it like legal or not. Okay, you get attacked in the street and you use something as a weapon. If that's an umbrella or a keychain or a rock on the ground, things that will determine that will matter how the court judges if it was justified or not. It's like, is the person a lot bigger than you that's attacking you? And you're using a weapon, something as a weapon to kind of even the score. Are there more than one piece? So if there's two people attacking you and you're one person and you use something to defend yourself, is there a person who's just one person but a lot bigger than you or something like this? Is a person any size that's having a weapon in the hand attacking? So that there's things that matter. Now this is not like a legal lecture discourse on Swedish law. So suffice to say, abide by local laws regarding self-defense use of weapon at all times. But for certain, there'll be certain situations where a person will still have shoes to work. They work at a construction work or in a welding shop, whatever, they still have shoes. Like on the way home, they get jumped by somebody. In certain cases, they will be allowed to like kick with the steel caps to defend themselves, and the court will be like, well, he was attacked by two people and one of them had a weapon, something like this, and he kicked them in the leg with a steel cap to defend himself. Like a lot of situations, the court would actually was justified. Now, like I said, abide by local laws and self-defense regarding self-defense use of weapons. Okay, a lot of law is interpretation too. So it's like what I say, and like I think that this would be legal stuff. You go by what the law actually says. You ask a lawyer if you really want to be sure what's legal and what's not. But anyway, here's the point. So steel cap shoes is something that is not legal for me to have outside, but it's something that I could use as a weapon. Understand? So you're not allowed to bring anything that's a weapon: brass knuckles, a stick, a knife, a fighting stick, a baton, pepper spray, nothing like that. But I'm allowed to wear protective shoes. Okay. And the reason I got this is actually because I had an injury to my foot, stepped on a glass ball, and I got a shot of glass into my foot, and I had to get stitches. It was profuse bleeding, and it was kind of bad injury. And I still can feel it in my left foot. So after that, I guess like that gave me the incentive to look for special shoes. And the first pair I bought was from Wish, and then these are from Timmy. Okay, so they have a Kevlar insole, which means exactly this type of stuff, that type of thing that happened to me. I stepped on a glass bottle on the floor. It broke the glass bottle, and a glass shard went up into my foot. I was wearing like rubber Crocs at home, and I had a bag of groceries on the ground that I hadn't unpacked after coming home. So I come home and put the bag on the floor. And I walk into the kitchen. I step on a glass bottle. It's a vinegar bottle, glass bottle. It broke the bottle. I was wearing rubber Crocs, and a shard of glass went through the Croc and into my foot. And it was a puddle. It was starting to become a puddle of blood pretty quick. And I had to get stitches. And I can still feel that it feels off. I had like a feeling in my left foot, not pain, but it's like, okay. So after that, I got incentivized to like search protective shoes or things like this, and I found, and most of the steel cap shoes, I bought like 4 pairs, I think, at this point. So I buy a pair that will last me at least a year. And where I buy them, I can get them for around $50, $50. Okay, so $50 for a full year of protective shoe wearing, including martial arts training like I'm doing here. That's not bad. Okay, so here's the point. I, uh, I got these, and they have a Kevlar insole, which means they have a sole with Kevlar. So just the rubber itself, like tactical boots. If you buy like tactical boots, like boots that SWAT teams or soldiers have, a lot of times they have like a thick rubber insole, and that in of itself can protect you from shards of glass and things like this. It gives some protection, like you step on a glass bottle. A lot of like tactical shoes, marked as tactical, or like hiking boots, things like this. A lot of times they will have a tough rubber sole that in of itself it could protect against a step on a glass bottle. It won't get through. Now, if you don't want to like guess that maybe it can protect against a nail or glass, you can buy special protective shoes. So these are protective shoes, and they have a steel cap in the front, and they have a Kevlar insole at the bottom, and which means you're supposed to be able to step on nails and glass and things like this uh, without being hurt. Okay, now don't try that at home, but they're made to protect you against injuries. Okay, so anyway, I figured out a steel cap shoe fighter. So after I bought the protective shoes, and I'm a martial arts guy, and I'm wearing these indoors. A lot of times that's where the injury happened. And I had like a training rig. There was a bed, and I would use it for martial arts training, like knife fighting, impact training, and other types of training. Bare knuckle punching, knuckle conditioning, things like this. And I ended up like throwing kicks, and it's like, oh, I kicked that, and it didn't hurt my toes. And then basically I figured out that okay, you can kick with these. And I've been working to like develop my own martial arts system, steel cap shoe fighting, and basically it's similar. It's the same as knife fighting. Where a lot of the knife fighting training, my knife fighting system, you could call it training system, or I think it's a training. It's similar to boxing and Muay Thai. So it's like similar, very similar to Muay Thai and boxing, kickboxing. So a lot of steel cap shoe kicks, they're augmented traditional classic kicks like Muay Thai kickboxing type kicks. So for example, they have a kick in Muay Thai where there's a push kick, or a kick where they kind of kick like this, an upper hand into the gap of all plexus, kind of like this here, with the bottom of the foot at the top of it. Now obviously it's going to be more effective if you kick with the steel cap. See, a lot of the kicks, the other type of kicks, they're augmented Muay Thai kicks, Muay Thai type kicks. So normally, the kicks, sports fighting kicks, you impact them with the shin bone. You see, hitting with the shin bone. The only thing that changes is the distance, the range for steel cap shoe fighting. So if I want to kick from here, kick with the ankle or the shin bone. If the distance changes, same kick, it's like pretty much exactly the same kick. I'm connected with the steel cap. See, instead of this, the distance changes. And kick with that one, hitting with the bottom foot. So same here from the side, where normally you try to connect with the shin bone to where you want to hit, like the side or whatever. The distance is different, but the technique is like 95% or so the same. So I gotta keep training steel cap shoe fighting here, and this is a combo that I developed. And like I said, prime target zones will be the legs. Prime target zones will be the legs. People that lack understanding, which most people do, in martial, not just in martial arts and fighting, but in general, you can search UFC shin break or UFC leg break or Chris Weidman leg break or Conor McGregor leg break, and they've had quite a few leg breaks in the UFC from, and a lot of these are from checking kicks or kicking into the elbow, which is a hard bone. So this steel cap is going to be harder than any bone in the human body. So it can have the same effect as when you see like a leg give out one of these leg breaks in UFC. If you kick, if I'm standing like this, you will kick me. Somebody can kick this accurate and can throw a hard kick and connect to the shin board. It could cause a leg break and mechanical injury. Like if you kick to the knee, it can mess up the knee. Kick to the shin, it can mess up the shin. So, what is the utility of steel cap shoe fighting? Well, for example, let's say you're outside walking, you got steel cap shoes, and then somebody's coming at you, like walking at you with a baton or like a knife, and like chasing you down with it, and you're backing up. Okay, if you can connect with one of these kicks to the leg, effective enough, you can hurt the knee or kick them in the leg. It can cause a collapse, not just like creating injury where they're not able to run fast, walk fast, or things like this anymore. So it's decreasing their fighting ability, but it's how you get them on the ground and you can make an escape possible. So we talk about like making sure that what I'm saying is legal. Okay, like what type of situation might it be legal to use this? Well, for example, if we'll be outside, somebody's coming at me with a knife, and I kick them in the leg or the shin one or two more times, they fall to the ground, and they're not as fast at chasing after me with the knife anymore because on the ground I can run off. Okay, so it can be used like that, and obviously, as with everything, it's not that you just learn the concept. It's like I got steel cap shoes. I think if I kick somebody in the leg, it can. It's like yes, it could cause a leg break. It can you hit the knee or shin. It can make the person collapse, fall down on the ground, and not be as dangerous to you anymore. Chasing after with a weapon, but you don't leave it at like theoretically knowing that well I could throw kicks in because you want to practice with it more effective. So now I'm going to show the combo, steel cap shoe fighting combo, one of my favorite ones, and one of the most useful ones. Like in boxing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So from here, if you look at the level, my knee is here. So let's use the knee as a target zone. So this ties knee level. So 1 from here, see, an upward angle, first kick, 2, and the 2 is always harder, 3 from the side. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 2 straight kicks. And the 2 is harder. And the 2 can obviously be here or here, rib cage, the head, wherever. But it's like let's focus on the lower target zone. So it's here backing up or backing or moving forward or standing still. Just throw the leg up like this, connecting somewhere here from the ankle to the knee. Bang. You can charge up more of it. 2, the 2 is more powerful. I like to go to the side and on the tippy toe, where I'm resting and kind of bouncing my toe for the 3. And the 3 can be to the hip bone, side of the leg, knee, rib cage. But we're practicing this on the same level now, which would be like the knee level. So here's the 1, 2, 3. Steel cap shoe fighter 1, 2, 3. And I'm going like that. 1, 2, 3. That's here. See 1, 2. I'm here now. 2, 3. So it's 1, and you don't have to. I like to practice different ways. I don't always practice. Same with knife. I don't always practice from an assumed prepared fighting stance. So it's like I assume a fighting stance and then start practicing. A lot of times I have a normal stance, everyday stance, combat stance. So that might be starting a combo that I'm doing. If it's knife fighting or stick fighting or whatever I'm training. I'm just standing normally and then attack from the position I'm in, whatever it is. So it's from here, it's like here, and I'm practicing attacking from not just from a fighting stance. Same thing when I'm practicing knife fighting. I don't only practice by like getting the weapon out, have a stance, and start really calm and stuff like this. I can practice, a lot of times I practice the deployment, which is the most important part, or one of the most important parts of knife fighting or any weapon use. Whereas from here normally, see, so it's the first step is, however, and it can be assuming different situations that are purposely awkward. Kind of like from here, see, and practicing whatever stance I'm in, they will to be effective, from this to be effective. Kicks to the head can be lethal, so don't try to hold it. And then hit him right in the front of the face. So here's the 1, 2, 3 count again. Practice the 1. Then I can throw it from here, or from here. But I can also throw it from normally, just like this. See, just from standing normally, not having this stance, but just normally throw the leg up. And that can be effective. And as the first attack is launched, I can raise my guard. They can look like this. Here. And then now the 2 is charged up. That's more powerful. 3. And don't try this at home. Okay, you could get hurt. And like I said, biological laws require self-defense use of weapons at all times. So you could get hurt. So don't just get a steel cap shoes and start kicking a tree or something. It's just you could break your toes and hurt yourself. The fit has to be just right. You have to know what you're doing. And you could get hurt training this. So if the shoe is too big and loose, what are some wrong fits, okay? How you could get hurt? Or if the shoe is too big and too loose, and you kick, and you connect with the steel cap, and your foot can move inside the shoe, and you crash into the inside of the steel cap, and you can break your toes. You can hurt your foot that way. Another way it will be wrong is too tight. So too loose, too tight, bad, okay? Steel cap shoe fighting. So when it's a bad fit, well, too big, so you can move around too much. The foot can move around too much, and it can crash into the inside of the steel cap. Too tight, where it's like if the shoe is so tight that you're touching the inside of the cap already when wearing them. As soon as force is applied here, you impact with an object, that energy goes into your toes, okay? So you don't want to have your toes already touching inside of the cap, and you don't want it to be too loose. So not too small, not too big shoes. And then it's more than the size, it's also like the fit of the shoe. So these shoes work well, but I wear insoles and like 3 layers of socks, and it can be like a lot of, like to be able to throw kicks or whatever several times or hurt yourself. There's a little bit that goes into it. You gotta get the right shoe, right fit, and you gotta know what you're doing. Have good control so you don't kick too hard and things like this. So I gotta practice the 1, 2, 3 combo again. Sit cap shoe fighting 1, 2, 3 combo. See here, there, and like I said, prime target zones the legs, the knees, the shin bones, just the legs. There's kicks that can hurt you, Muay Thai kickboxing kicks with the shin bone, like landing here to the body, to the head, to the shoulders, to all, it hurts, okay, to be hit, and certain places hurt more than others. Now with the steel cap shoes, somebody can kick accurately and hard. It's really effective. It's kind of like somebody that's a boxer wearing brass knuckles or something like this. So imagine a boxer can already hurt you like a knuckle on your face. Now you can have brass knuckles, and they're a boxer that can hit fast and hard. They can be even more dangerous. So steel cap shoe kicks are more effective than regular shoe kicks. And as I said before, it's a lot of the kicks are Muay Thai kickboxing kicks, slightly augmented for steel cap shoe fighting. So mostly the distance changes. It's like 95% the same technique. So, for example, one kick I like to throw in training is with the heel, and I kick with the heel, the bottom of the foot. See, I'm kicking with the heel, which could be to the face. Now, similar from here, instead of pushing out and kicking like this kind of, I call it an uppercut kick. See? I call it an uppercut kick. So like a boxer's uppercut, which is coming like this, under the chin, is throwing it straight up. And I've noticed that it's easy to be accurate if I raise the leg first. Now I can kick to the head, surprisingly, just from here. Here, see. Now, if I raise the leg first, like a check, that helps it to be more accurate in my attacks, in my experience. Meaning hitting to the head or something like this. If I raise the leg first, that has to be accurate. Even to lower levels, if I want to target the shin specifically, I find it helps to be accurate. It's like sort of like a pendulum, where I have the leg raised here, and from here obviously I can hit low level, I can turn it from the side, or I can hit to a high level. See, I'm doing this little jump step. So it's a 1, 2, 3. 1, that's to the knee. 2, jump step back. 2, 3. What I like to do, 1, 2, go to the side and kind of kick the toe like this. And that's for the 3. And I'm focused on speed and not power. So, 1, 2, 3. Hello, babe. Tirakna. I'm training steel cap shoe fighting. Similar to my Thai kicking. Tirakna. Take a short break. Thank you, babe. I'm also live on my phone. You're watching on my laptop stream. I have another live stream. I have two live streams on YouTube. One wide angle, what you're watching now, and one narrow on my phone. You can watch more if you want. If not, that's fine. I love you now. Thanks for coming and saying hello. I love you too now. Pomrak kuntirak. Okay, back to training. And I got 23 people watching live right now on the YouTube phone. I have the chat set that people need to be subscribed for 5 minutes with leave a comment. Don't come in leaving a comment without having clicked the like button. It says 1 like on Zoom right now. So if you show up leaving a comment and the like can't go up, expect to be blocked, understand? I've been very long suffering. I'm a Christian taught real talk with a secret persecution called gang suffering. I've been very long suffering. I've been putting up with things for a very long time. But it's gotten to a point where I'm fed up with narcissistic, toxic people. And certain situations in real life, I might have to deal with toxic people, flying monkeys being sent to the supermarket when I'm shopping, for example, gang stalkers. And I can't be like kick them out of the store and push a button that makes them blocked from the supermarket. But on YouTube, so I'm not gonna tolerate that. I'm a self-trained, self-taught martial artist. I pray to God to get saved, to get better at fighting and stronger. And I'm stronger, fitter, better shape, faster than most men. Thanks to God. I pray to God for God's sake to get stronger and faster, help me stay strong and fast. And I pray to God will help me get better at fighting. I've learned stick fighting, knife fighting, gun fighting, Muay Thai, kickboxing, all kinds of stuff. A lot of times I don't warm up before my training. The training itself is the warm up. I start training and typically I go light in the beginning. And then the first part training is the warm up. Speaking about fighting knives, if people are looking to get a fighting knife, get a fixed blade dagger is my recommendation. That's the best fighting knife, if not the best, then one of the best. A fixed blade dagger. It's not that it doesn't have that it has to be a dangerous weapon. But if you're looking for a fighting knife, self-defense knife, it's hard to beat a fixed blade dagger. This knife here is a cold steel mini leather neck, double-edged. And what I call it is cold steel mini dagger because it's a small dagger by cold steel. So a dog in the other name is still a dog. Okay. So this is a small blade, easily concealable. You can have it in a sweatpant pocket. Neck knives, you can wear it as a neck knife. So that's like a small one. And then the one I have here today is the Mora Kniv Pro Robust, which is like a utility knife. I also have a Cold Steel Recon Panto, which is a big embedded blade in another room. But this is what I have right now. So here we go. Do the 1, 2, 3, and I go light here. More repetition. Just from here. See, and that will be here. Now I'm not going to keep this hard plastic. It will create damage to the eventual break, and also it's not good for your feet. So possibly I could cut up a tire sometime and feed it around, at least on one side. But here I can tap it, but I'm not going to hit it too hard. Here. This will be the shingle there. Here. And up here. Shingle here. It's the knee level. And it doesn't have to be, when I talk about target zones in knife fighting or stick fighting, stick up shoot, it's not like you have to be like a sniper that hits just the right spot for attacks to be effective. But there's certain zones, shot placement, knife placement, kick placement, there's certain zones that are gonna hurt more, it's gonna do more. The same technique, same kinetic energy, the same technique applied here versus here can make a big difference. So it's like this kick to the shoulder, for example. Yeah, that can hurt being kicked in the shoulder there. But the same kick to the side of the cranium, the same technique applied to different targets on, is going to be completely different in effect. And it's a little bit different than what things might hit me. But hit the jaw. Like I said, I'm trying this at home. I'm a professional artist, amateur stuntman, which means I came up with it as a good line for the disclaimers on YouTube and doing risky stuff. Okay, if it's knife fighting training or steel cups or whatever, don't try this at home. I'm a professional artist, amateur stuntman. So what does that mean? Well, I'm autistic enough to be paid to be, aka I'm autistic on disability for autism. Okay, like sick leave. All right. And I'm an unpaid, so it's amateur because nobody's paying me to do stunts. Okay, so that would be amateur. A professional would be you're being paid to do the thing. So amateur doesn't necessarily, it's not a quality assessment word, like a rating. It's like, if you're an amateur, that means you're doing something no matter what the level is without being paid, as opposed to a professional that does this activity and gets paid to. So I can say I'm an amateur singer, and I can sing pretty damn well sometimes. So anyways, here you go, in the rib kicks, that's not a good target zone. And with these kicks, you can hit in target zones that are inaccessible normally. So if I have my arm here, you get the steel cap shoe in here and hit the rib cage, or wrap around it and hit behind the arm. So here we go. That's a 1-2. So how I stand, this is 1-2. 1-2. And I'm raising the ball up here at the beginning of my sequence. Now mix it up a little bit. 1, 2, solar plexus. 3, where I want it to be. Rib cage. 'Accuracy is more important than power, accuracy, and speed. It's a important fighting athleticism traits. Speed and accuracy. The hardest kick that misses doesn't do anything to the opponent, it gets you out of position, or the hardest punch. So it doesn't take a lot of pressure to hurt somebody. That's sufficient to really hurt the knee or the shin bone or whatever hit. The force is concentrated into a small area and it's a hard object. So speed helps you land your attacks. So if I'm slow, it's obviously more likely a person to be able to get out of the way of blocking. So if I'm fast and accurate, so I can hit where I want to hit, like the shoulder, for example, that helps. That's a miss. That's one. And the same kick, the beauty of this simplicity is the same kicks work on different levels. If you think about this, if I'm throwing the shin bone and the person jumps back or the distance changes, like here, the same kick, forward and up, if it hits there, that person stands up heavy in the shin, it can cause damage. Like if the person does this, the distance changes, and I might connect with the same kick, missing here, it's moving forward and upward, so I might connect to the knee, or to the groin, or to the solar plexus, the same kick. So, another thing about steel cap shoe fighting, if somebody's charging you, I'm intended to connect the steel cap to the rib cage, let's say, or the hip or whatever. Here, let's say here, and I miss, the person's moving towards me, and my timing is off. There's still a regular shin bone kick behind me. See? If I miss, because the distance is changing, and I miss with the steel cap, there's still a regular shin bone kick. See, here's the foot, steel cap. If I'm trying to hit with this, and miss, someone's moving towards me, there's still a regular shin bone kick behind me. So, same kick, straight left kick. It'd be similar like the boxer's jab. One of the most useful kicks is the cap shoe fighting, as far as I'm concerned, is the left, like a swift left kick that's straight. Because you can use it moving back, hit the legs, you can hit the head with it. There's so many things you can do. And the left leg, as you check it, you can quickly turn it into an attack too. So the left kick, the first, like a boxer's jab, the first attack is the jab. So this is like the jab, okay? So here, and then the power right, and then the three. So it's similar to bang, 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 like a left-right hook combo. Left, right, left hook, or left, right hook. So here we go. I'm gonna land this straight kick to different target zones. Obviously, it can be here. In a way, connected is bad, okay? Good for you, bad for the person it's connected with. Or it can be similar, like the jewels anywhere up here. Now, don't target the head because you can kill somebody. Similar to baton fighting, if you have a collapsing baton, if you don't want to kill the person and be less lethal with your fighting stick, you target the shoulders down from the sides. As a simple, if you don't want to kill the person, don't want to risk killing the person. Because hitting with a steel baton to the cranium can be fatal. It's like being hit with a hammer, similar to it. So if you want to make it less likely you accidentally kill a person that you fight with a baton, and you also have to kill them, but to disable them and like stop them from being a threat to you. So hitting from the sides, shoulder down. And if you go 12 to 6, you go, well, what if you hit, well, if I aim for the collarbone or shoulder to disable the person, I'm still more likely to accidentally kill the person. With 12 to 6, a taunt strike that's above the shoulders and up, down. Because what if the person, like if I'm fighting someone at the top, and they're gonna hit me in the shoulder, they're thinking, or like my arms, what is, then I go do this, for example. And people typically don't stand completely still in a fight. They can be moving like different ways, and their head is moving. So if you launch to hit here, the head might be where the shoulder was a split second ago. So kind of similar to the steel cup shoe fighting, where targeting from the shoulders down simply to make it less likely to kill somebody. And I'm not over exaggerating. A kick to the head with steel cup shoes, it can be potentially fatal. Even normal kicks to the head, even punches to the head without anything on your hands can be fatal. Now, if you kick with steel cup shoes, it makes it more likely to be fatal. That's the uppercut kick, I call it. An uppercut kick is when I'm kicking similar to box's uppercut, intended to connect under the chin. And if not, you catch it under the chin to the front of the face, like the bottom, like at this angle. So either ultimately I connect under here, that's what I call the uppercut kick, second box uppercut. Either here or to the front of the face at this angle. And anywhere it hits, it's doing something. So here, you see that's the perfect one, where I'm hitting right in the bread basket, like here at the jaw. And I can make it even more like sneak under there, but that's a good kick. That's a miss. There you go. And you can see how I'm kicking like a soccer ball. So it's a little bit different than the Muay Thai kicks. Well, if I don't have steel cup shoes, I'd be more likely to kick with the bottom foot. I do like this, kick with the heel, same kick, kick with the heel. Or the bottom foot. I don't do a lot of stretching. I was thinking about getting back on a stretching regime. I didn't get consistent with it. I made it short a few months ago. I'll do more stretching or intending to. I've been working some stretching on my training strength balances here. getting dark. And I'll start to list a few of these. Then I have a new pair in a drawer, like a new pair. These I worn for more than 6 months, I say more than a year. And use them like this. As I've been out when it's wet and moving around, training, sweating, now it becomes wet. So anything that can stretch gets more stretchy typically in terms of fabric is wet. So from training and using them, the fit has got to lose. It's like I might get to a point where I have to use like 8 pairs of socks to make the fit right. Okay. They got a big and big, and I have a smaller. I bought a half or one size smaller. So So 1, 2, 3 combo. Okay, let's show that again. One of my favorite combos and one of the most effective ones. So as I said, you have to remember like the philosophy of use. Okay. So it's a weapon like a stick that could be a lethal implement. It could kill people. But the main use is like it's like the obvious is like it's a weapon for non-lethal attacks. It's like to not try to kill somebody. If you want to kill somebody, use a knife. Okay. If you don't want to kill somebody, you might use a baton or pepper spray or something. But if you're trying to kill somebody, use an edged weapon more likely. Now, the steel cap shoes, like I said, like this combo here. That in my shin bone or knee. Like I told you before, you can search UFC leg break and look at some clips. And that gives you an idea of what these techniques, if executed successfully, can accomplish. Because there's fights in the UFC where somebody checks the kick to the elbow, which is like a very hard ball, or somebody checks a kick and they kick bone on bone and they breaks a person's leg. Now these are pro martial artists that have a more conditioned body than the average person. It's like a Superman compared to the average Joe. Not compared to me, but compared to the average Joe. So they have harder bones, they're conditioned bones, their bones are harder, okay? Harder to hurt. So if you can break the leg of a pro martial artist, bone on bone contact. Now imagine steel on bone on an average Joe. So it's not like one of these kung fu things where I'll teach you like a technique that will kill them or something like this. It's like, and it's not real. I mean, it's like it's like you hit steel cap on bone. It can have good effect. And like I said, the self-defense use would be people in Sweden, for example, that can't bring weapons with them legally outside. Now I've tried it before, and there's no like the map is not like if I try to leave with a weapon on, it's not like there's like the map is the devs have like put a block. It's like I can't leave the route. I got caught over carrying a weapon at least once by the cops. I stopped doing that for many years. So basically what I'm saying is it's not impossible to carry weapons in public. It's not like a video game where it's like you can't walk through this, the map stops here. Now that's a joke that I want to work with. Now that's the point. I don't recommend it, okay? So here's the thing. Steel cap shoes is something. And if it applies to Sweden, there's going to be other countries like Japan, the Philippines, Germany, and other places that I don't know as much about laws, but I can guess that it will be similar. A lot of places that just as Sweden, you're not allowed to have a knife or pepper spray as a fighting stick on it, they get baton, and leave your home with it out in public. In Sweden, you can't, but you can have protective shoes. And I would guess that a lot of other nations are similar to Sweden's weapon laws, where you can't have any weapons in public. In these places too, you would be able to wear protective shoes, because people that are working and have protective shoes. It'd be really strange if the government tried to ban it, was like you can't have steel cap shoes without a license. Because like, well, you could use a keychain too as a weapon. Okay, it's like a keychain that you have for your keys could be used as a weapon in self-defense. A glass bottle that you're drinking out, a Coke bottle, crack that into somebody's head, that's a weapon, it could be a weapon. So it's like they will never be able to completely disarm the public. And the last defense is Muay Thai, human weapon, where it's like your body is the ultimate weapon. Where it's like you want to be able to be dangerous and your body to be usable as a weapon. And then ultimately on top of that, you also have weapons that you can use. So like that, not border weapons. Anyways, the point. So if I'm walking towards you like this with a knife, okay, like this, and like chasing you down, for example, or however I'm holding it, like I'm moving it like this with a knife, however I'm moving. Like if I want to get close enough to connect with this, my legs will at some point be within reach of your legs. Also, for disarms against a knife wielder, steel cap shoes are also more effective because if I kick to the wrist, a steel cap shoe is more effective, and also my foot is protected. So it's a little bit like a small shield, a buckler. But like if I would do this, somebody's like shoulder with a knife, and I go like this, for example, and the stab ends up, well, it's Kevlar, so it can stop the stab. See? And if somebody has a knife coming up with it, and I go and I kick at the wrist, that can cause a disarm. And it's less dangerous. Like if I'm aiming for this part, to hit the wrist to get it to lose the knife. Now, if I miss and hit the blade, like obviously that can split your foot if it's a normal shoe. It's more likely to hurt you. So it's defensively and offensively, steel cap shoes are superior. It's like it's another thing in your arsenal. So even if I lived in a country where I could have sticks and knives and even guns, I might still wear steel cap shoes. Not just for as like potential weapon use, but to protect my feet. And also, well, it's something that could be used as a weapon. That's the point. If I'm coming at you like this with a knife, I'm chasing you down. Notice how, especially the last part, where it's like step in and then launch off. It's a machete shot like this. A lot of times, like the last part, the foot will be planted, like at the last part of the sequence, like the attack sequence. If it's a stick or a knife, something like this, the foot will be planted because somebody's getting within range and they're gonna hit you with something. A lot of times the foot will be planted. So basically, if I want to get closer to touch you with this knife, my legs will be within reach of your legs. So with steel cap shoes, if I go here, for example, I could get kicked in the leg there. So steel cap shoes can be used similar to a fighting stick, a baton or something like this. We can use it to cause mechanical damage, like disable the person, cause damage to the knee, the elbow, and it's like somebody has a weapon, they get kicked with steel cap shoes. They might not be as good at wielding a weapon with this arm anymore after connected with it. Being kicked in the knee can make somebody fall down, and if they don't fall down, it's like they might not be able to move as well anymore, and they're not as dangerous chasing out with a weapon. So as I said before, so now again, don't try anything you see me do at home, and abide by local laws regarding self-defense use of weapons. Okay. So here's about the three combo again. 1, 1. This is like a boxer's attack. First attack. It can be down here to shingle. And this is the knee level, the tie. 1, 2. And there's different ways you can do it, but the basic is 2 straight kicks followed by 1 side kick. It can also be used against dog fighting dogs. So we don't have that many stray dogs in Sweden, but some countries like India or Thailand or certain places, they have like roaming, homeless, like crack addict dogs that they're like roam the streets looking for people to jack and like buy them. It's okay. It's like they have like homeless dogs. They are like street dogs. They live in the street and like fighting people. It's like they show up like baby food in a next to food step. I like they live like a wolf pack pretty much. They can be very hostile and aggressive towards people. So my wife actually got bitten by a dog once in Thailand. And after that, I bought a knife, and not only for that. It's like even if you didn't have some hepatitis, like I wanted to have a knife, have a weapon on you when you're out and about. Something that's legal. Okay. And a knife can be used against a dog, steel cap shoes. So this is a person, Boss Ruder, who told the story, he's a martial artist, that he got charged by a Rottweiler And then as the Rottweiler towards the distance, he kicked him with a low kick, hit him with a hard low kick, and that took the fight dog and that kind of like aborted his attack. So if a kick to a dog is, you can't count on a normal kick knocking out. Like dogs can be hard to knock out in a human. It's kind of like they have like a T-Rex training. Everything is built. It's like the face is like a force implement, and it's used. So whatever it's called, kind of similar to some sheep like bubble wrap brains, where they're built to headbutt each other at their fighting style. Okay, rams. And if that will headbutt you, it's like you're not gonna hurt the ram. It's like it's gonna die. Okay, if you like kind of fight a ram in a headbutting competition. Okay. So anyway, that's the point. A dog is hard to knock out, but if you hurt it bad, kick it and hurt it bad, that can make him, like it can get him out of predator mode, where it's like out of fight mode, where if you cause a lot of damage quickly to a charging predator, sometimes the predator will switch from fight to flight, okay? Whereas like this is an expensive meal, for example. Like let's say, for example, a wolf pack is charging an elk, and then like the lead wolf is like nibbling, like bites the elk in the ass, and the elk like a donkey kicks the wolf, and the dog, the wolf gets hit. That'll be like not chase after each other anymore. Because like this is a dangerous meal, it's a risky meal. It's like maybe look for a slower, fatter, limping elk or something like this, and you'll be safe to get it. So sometimes certain animals, if you cause a lot of damage to them, like quickly as they attack you, that can be enough to make them want to stop attacking you. So you don't have to kill it necessarily or knock it out. It can be enough that it's like hurt it and it's like, whoa, this is something that is dangerous to it for me to attack. Okay. So that's the point. Yeah, so if regular kicks can be used against charging dogs effectively, obviously it's going to be more effective with steel caps. And if the dog wants to bite, an untrained dog wants to bite whatever thing is closest to it a lot of the time. Meaning, if a dog is like fighting you, the closest thing to its mouth it will go for a lot of times. It's like the instinctive dog way. There could be some preferred targets also. But a lot of times it's like, if a dog is, you're fighting a dog and your arm is here, you'll bite the arm, the thing closest to its mouth a lot of times. Okay. So, which also part of dog fighting could be to sacrifice your arm, and like if it bites you in the arm, it's biting here, right? I can deploy a weapon and stab it, like right here behind the front leg, for example. So that if it's biting your arm, you have a knife and you stab it, hook stab it behind, like behind you, and it can really hurt. So here's the point. Yeah, so it can be used as a self-defense tool against all kinds of stuff. Things start attacking. Steel cap shoes can be used, and basically, kicks can be used against things in general that are attacking you. And when steel cap shoes make kicking for defense more effective. So here's the one, and notice how if it slices off or misses, it still has energy and might hit up here. So if you think about this kick, the same kick can land at different target zones. So from here, like off the center line, you have like my shoulder lined up with his head, off the center line here. One here, or kind of spread up here. One, same kick, can hit in the solar plexus. And it can even hit in the head. And it's the same kick pretty much. And so from here, it can be to the shin bone, the knee, the groin, here, it can be here. And if I'm throwing it to hit here, and the person jumping back, the same kick that was going to hit the shin bone, the knee, might hit here or here or here. Okay. They sort of fast with a lot of energy. So anyway, I got the 1, 2, 3 cowboy then a little bit, just free frame. These are also heavier, not like extremely so, but they're a little bit heavier than normal sneakers because they have steel and Kevlar and thicker rubber and things like that. So it's a little bit like ankle weights. Like walking with this, maybe there's 100 grams extra on each foot as I'm walking around, or 150, I don't know. And throwing kicks and stuff is a little bit like afterwards. One, two. Obviously you can mirror it, which I do for boxing training too sometimes. I started with southpaw combos and then switched the stance and started attacking from the new stance, newly acquired southpaw stance. These are martial arts gloves, these are tactical gloves. That's the call. So they're not really padded, they're more made for grip and protect your hands on the outside. So here's a drill that I like to practice. 1, 2, 3. And then keep playing 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2s. And then suddenly, as I'm throwing the 2, I switch to southpaw and then immediately commence power punching with the left and jabbing with the right. It's like mirroring it from here to here. And I switch the stance and I immediately, so I go from jabbing, power punching with the right to either switch the stance, throw the right, or bang bang as I'm connected, as I'm throwing. Change the stance. So once it's landed, I've already changed my stance. And then immediately begin jabbing with the right and power punching with the left. So they're opposite of the orthodox boxing. See, like kind of like that. It's different way to do it. But I'm switching here, power punch with the right, pumping the jab, switching my stance, jab, jab, jab with the right now. And then throw with more power with the left. So, similar to that is this. Here's the low widget. 1, jab with the left, power shot with the right. And I can use a stance switch and drill the combo mirror. Tap, tap, here. See, and it's mirroring the combo. Where from this stance, and then power punch with the left. And I hit the wrong part there and I can feel it. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. So yeah, we're gonna do some more training. As I talked about before, a bad fit is too loose, and they become looser over time. That was the problem. It's like my leg can move inside the foot and it hit the inside of the cutter. So I'm not going to so hard with the left right now. Yeah, okay, we're good now. Let's get these on. These are good for one-time use. I bought these on Temu.
like padded with these little honeycomb Eva foam pads, I guess, or they can wear over your elbow, and they work well. But after washing them in the washing machine, at least one of them came out uh, kind of messed up. But my main thing is I want to have some fabric in between the dummy, a layer of something in between the dummy and my skin because it's really dirty. I've been kicking it with the bottom of my dirty shoes and things like this. So I don't care too much about the padding. It's about having some skin. So now we're going to do Muay Thai at more full range. Quads here. Bang, bang. 1, 2, 3, 4. This arm here is protected against reactive elbow strikes, counter elbow strikes. I see it close to this. Gotta switch to regular shoes. I prioritize cushioning when it comes to shoe selection, which means if I'm buying Crocs or outdoor, indoor shoes, whatever, one of the things that I value is good cushioning. And if you look at my training videos, it makes sense why, because if I'm jumping and things like this, there's a lot of sharp impact on the ankles and knees and stuff. You can spare your legs from damage by having ergonomic, good fitting shoes with good cushioning. Go very light here. I have to remind myself to go light a lot of times. The default speed is high speed, high power. So I come back fist, 1, 2, back fist with the left, put myself into a powerful right side attack. That could be a knee, a kick, elbow strike, or punch. But start with this, off of this position. And then this generates momentum. This. Right. It could be this, it could be this, it could be this. But anything, go for the right side will be more powerful. Because I'm pulling myself into attack with this one. Here. X, elbow strike. gotta come up and practice. 1-2 push-ups and combination. I might do some bodybuilding training later tonight, we'll see. Still didn't eat this workout. This is faster workout. Fastest day workout. Go light. They're wrong my bell. one advantage with a dagger, what makes it better than other fighting knives, you can cut on both sides. So if I go for a stab to the neck from here, and I miss, you put the forearm, and the knife is over here, behind it. All I need to do is pull, and I count the way back. I can punch cut forward. I'm cutting by punching the blade. See here, I end up behind the back. All I need to do is pull my arm back, retract, and I'm cutting this way and that way. I go for a stab here, mix here with the forearm because it's shooting on me, move towards me. Try grabbing, and I'm gonna hit here, let's say, or here. And the distance changes, set it up here. All I need to do is pull back, and that's a cut, see? Because it's sharp there and here. So same from here. If I go slash, stab to the lever, if at some point I end up behind, I can simply retract the blade and I cut way back. I can cut forward, I can cut back. If I go with this grip, for this, stab in the neck, I miss, hit the forearm. Notice it's here. All I gotta do is pull back and I'm cutting back. If I'm here, push forward, I'm cutting. Pull back again. However I'm pushing or pull, I'm cutting. I go here, cut. I can retract, cut here, stab. If it's in, I can cut up, I can cut down. If I stab in here, pull out, I'm cutting. Push out, I'm cutting. Anyway, here, pull, I'm cutting. So with a normal knife, it's only sharp on one side. So this is sharp in the front. If I fight with this, and I go for a slash stab combo, like a slash to the face followed by a stab to the neck, for example, or the stab to the here. If I end up here, pulling back is not cutting, because it's not sharp at the back. If I go for a stab into the torso here, overshoot, because the guy's close to the distance, or this I miss. Pull back, I'm not cutting. With the dagger, miss, with the blade, I go for a stab to the neck. Here, into the neck. Spine cord over. If the person is like charging you, distance changes, I overshoot. All I gotta do is pull back and I'm cutting back with this neck to the side. So from here, I can push it forward, I'm cutting. Pull it back, I'm cutting, because it's a dagger. If I go for a stab, end up here, pull back, I'm cutting. Push forward, I'm cutting. No matter how the blade is oriented, I'm cutting both ways. So it makes it, if you're looking for a fighting knife, my advice is get a fixed blade dagger. Another good fighting knife is a Recon Tanto or Cobra. I bought 2 Cobras as gifts to people I know. A Recon Tanto for myself and 2 Cobras as gifts for people I know. So that's the point. Now, a fixed blade, so it's not that if it's not a fixed blade dagger, you can't use a fighting knife, obviously. But a fixed blade dagger is one of the best fighting weapons, fighting knives. Fixed blade and a dagger. It's very hard. Why a fixed blade? Because it's very hard. I've recommended it for years, so it's not last week. Fixed blade dagger. What I've been telling people, best fighting knife, fixed blade dagger. So a fixed blade is stronger than a folding blade. Okay. There are like unicorn things, so some knife manufacturers put a lot of effort in materials and here and there to make a fixed blade dagger as strong or close to strong as a folding dagger. But no matter what the brand is, it's like a fixed blade 9 or 10 times is going to be stronger than a folding knife. So there's less things that can break. But yeah, so a fixed blade is more durable, more likely to sustain like several slashes and stabs and things like this without breaking. And a dagger, this is a piercing tip, so this is good for thrusts, easily sliding into the body, reaching vital organs or major blood vessels. So having a slippery design, like a tip like this, makes it good for slicing through things, a piercing tip. And since it's sharp here and here, as I said before, if I have it here, slash here, I can obviously stab here. But if a human torso is here, and I slash, across the chest and up here. And I go for like a stab to the liver from here, from this position here. Here. If there's an arm that's moving to grab the knife arm reflexively. If I pull, I'm cutting the arm, see? So I'm cutting, a normal knife is just sharp one side, see? It's like sharp here, 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 and not here. Okay. So with this, if I slash, there's a limb retracting, I can cut the limb. And like I said before, if I'm wrestling, I get here, I stab once, second stab, and it's like behind the body. I just gotta pull back and I'm cutting by pulling. I'm cutting by pushing. I'm cutting here. If I end up here, if there's an arm moving to grab this, notice how I can cut very easy. No matter how I end up, there's a way for me to cut from there. So it's like here, slash down. With a normal knife, if I want to cut, I have to retract it and cut like this. Okay, here, I can cut moving up to if I want to. So from here, same grip. I can pull and I'm cutting on the way up. If I end up close here, I can just push on and cut. Go here, I'm cutting this way, I'm cutting this way, I'm cutting everywhere. So it's easier to be dangerous with a knife. So what makes a dagger good? It's good at penetrating. So the tip, this design shape of the blade, if done right, it's good at penetrating, like sliding to the body. Which is why arrowheads and spear tips looks like this. Things are designed to get deep into the body. Okay. And since you can sharpen to both sides, it right functionally sharp out of the box, meaning sharp enough to cut, and you can refine it and make it sharper if you want to, even sharper. But here, for example, see here, if this was a normal knife, this is an enemy's arm. It's only sharp here. If I want to cut, I have to go here and then cut here. See? If I'm here, I can pull and I'm coming way back. I can cut forward. I can cut back. I can cut every which way. Also, missed stabs. So this is like realistic. For example, you don't count on like a kung fu movie, all your attacks are going to land. More likely to be like that if you train a lot. But it's not unlikely to end up missing, or for example, you go for a stab and something like this can happen because like a close line. And I hit with my fork. Why? Because your purpose is a knife. Maybe you want to close the distance and grab or something like this. And they're more likely to increase the distance and try to run off from it. But if they're moving in on it, like a wrestler can should have taken on it, and I'm going to stab him as he's coming in. If he's faster than I had anticipated, my timing is off. So I'm not intending to hit him here, okay? But I end up hitting here, see, with the forearm or the wrist, or even bicep. Same grip, same everything. I can simply just pull my arm back and I cut away back. If I end up behind the neck, can cut by retracting. From the neck, I can cut here, I can cut here. So you can cut both sides. That is also twice as many ways to get hurt. If you're like a rookie knife fighting martial arts practitioner, you're more likely to get hurt too. Because there's like about twice as many ways to get cut as you will. Yeah. So use a training knife for training. This is a good knife. This is a cold steel mini leather neck. And I don't know, it's not impossible if I do buy another knife within a year. Like add my budget knife collection. Add another knife to my budget knife collection. It might be a larger dagger. Look for a larger dagger. Either cold steel, not bread. But it's a cold steel mini leather neck. And I like it. It's the best weapon is one you have only when you need it. So I have a big Contento in another room, but it's bigger and heavier. So I might have ended up taking it off before training. I'm moving around and bouncing and jumping and having sweatpants, and it's like a heavy, hefty knife. But there's some benefits to that. I might end up taking it off and not have it in case I need something. So a knife like this, you can carry it any pants, jeans pocket, sweatpant pocket. You can get a seat tip for it. You can improvise things where you use rubber band or like thin paracord or hemp rope, some kind of string, and you can attach to a belt. You can have it inside the waistband without anything. If you have like something that's tight enough to, you can have it all kinds of ways. So I like this knife. It's small enough to be carried by pretty much anybody, and big enough to be a problem for anybody. I mean, there's no human that it wouldn't be dangerous for them to be stabbed with this. Whereas like even like the biggest humans that exist, like Brock Lesnar, for example, stabbing Brock Lesnar in the neck with this, it still be long enough to reach his carotid artery of his spine. From the other side, so it's like it's big enough to be a problem for anybody, and small enough to be carried and wielded by pretty much anyone. I like it. I might buy a bigger dagger. I was thinking about. I bought this. I was thinking about buying a Glock knife. They have Glock knives, and I ended up buying this instead. So I was looking at Amazon. I was thinking about might buy another knife. Look around at a Glock knife, less than $50. But I'm thinking this also less than $50. Now, what I thought about is like if I have a Glock, one of the things you could use a joke with, okay, well, I got a Glock on my hip. And it's like the Glock is a brand name, obviously, I understand. So it's like you can make jokes. It's like that jokes. So it's like I carry a Glock on my hip at all times at my home. And people are like, Mike, that's the deal. It's like, I pull out, this is his Glock, it's a Glock knife. Okay. Knife, see. So it's a Sweden legal Glock. Yeah. Okay, I gotta finish up. I might go live, maybe not. I might go live later on tonight and do some bodybuilding training. I'm ending the Rumble stream. Oh, we had some comments in here. Okay. Hello, Nihon-san. We had a Nippon. We had a Japanese person. I don't know how long. No, I'll keep this going for a while. Arigato. So, I might go live later on tonight and do bodybuilding training. If I do, I'm going to hide it first. I took it extra long to talk about the speech. I think one of he said in addition, that sometimes there might be intensely I might end up also. At times I take these few minutes, he said, just want to do your face on one of it. So, here is my tree workout integration, which I did by adding really pink salt and sea salt. I have a box here to extend the use of the sea salt. And I put about a teaspoon of that. And then about 10 grams of paint. I work my favorite just as your head and around 10 I'm ready to go to the SAHA pastor ministries. That's all basically I want. I'm not going to be the person who and unfortunately, past ministries, which means what? It's not what they need, it's like a soul. They don't really care. Like the Christian pastors work for and in summer, gas line, summer gas line. The surface was suddenly visible down there. And that's what that telecom said to the manager. It's like they don't want people to know that there's Christians. So yeah, don't expect it to solve the death of this. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. So it's really evil. Really evil. And then quite said research and student discussed crucial cells, this is scale of which will cover which may also state with the cell. Like scale of everybody else and you state coming against me on the same end as all the carbon for and the people of I stored the kilos against one. But these past they have submitted that yesterday. They submitted in deep state the and it has to be some kind of chaos like that. So we work against all that's several that's the life of church working on other questions. And we church basically perform against some of our questions. Andy Woods, Brandon Bolthouse, Bradley Ball, Paul Frazier, Jack Smith, 77, and Stephen Anderson, 30 persons. And it's like more than exception, more than exception. And I'm a Christian, I subscribe to a Christian YouTube channel, so most of the experience by reading issues. There's like, let's say today I remember with this whole website, Baptist Church Live, and let's subscribe to, and it's we can go out and watch it. And it's sort of like putting them out. The pastors don't follow the most systems, seconds, and some of them. And then the question will be like, what's this on the puppet? Or the deep state puppet as input? Or were they recruited as a strategy? Because this is Christian motivated as a strategy, not or get the pastors or it doesn't matter. I know that the performance is a graphic show. I might go out later. I'm not personally Christian for this Christian things. Being a song is people, but we also want to support this. And the praise the Lord is a way to face. Mostly praise the Lord. They won't think that. Then praise the Lord was they will talk about their song and disinformation, so add disinformation. Long posts and then sell us on space, so you got rich and the earth is there. These space supported by faith, yes, the job. So I'm gonna finish up with a wonderful life. Later on, we'll see when this report and I call the board with the training. I can call strength and condition, but basically, when I come board with the training, simply without using weight, using weights. This is for session. I recommend you training so you might be interested. And if not, you might learn some. And training with training. Training is natural. Once you do it, you practice and shadow motion, stances, stand, you the type of training forward. You will track it like this. See? And not like this. Because you don't want to pull yourself in the eye so especially if you're training for fighting. If you retract like this, it's easy, so the crucial is or the other stance is more dangerous. If you attack it from here, here. So from here to here, see? And then the natural fallout, if I end up here, is the stack to the neck. But from here, see there, that doesn't mean home. Go here, slash, here, what is it here? Go further. So that is basically the side of the palm twos. Now, if you practice on flares, here, just this, for example, one way to attack, the other one to go. So like work out the six. So there's different ways to attack it. Now, this is the right way, safe way to retract. That's like the perfect stuff. If you attack like this, and you retract like this, see, or like flat at least. So you don't go and then retract like this because that will be the stage like holding a hammer. And you hit like this and then return like this. Because this is not more like to stab yourself, hold yourself, especially if you do it fast. You go slash, slash, or slash, and you go retracting. And retracting this way is more likely to stab yourself. But it's safer to retract this way, like this. Because if I end up giving myself this angle, that's like this pull here, or like this angle, pull myself. Go bang, bang. This is safer to retract. Slash, stab like this, or like this, but basically not like this. I have my own skin, but I always do. You can see it's called like red skins. So I got the last skin. Okay. So this is the skin. Very beautiful skin. And 900 million alternates. I want the bust for skin. It's all up which is shiny by the bust. It's a very beautiful. I like most people, I always express so people of my national. Another source contains temperature that can further more.